righty, good evening, everyone. Thank you. First order of business is to start our timer. My name is Andrew Roblyer. I am a director and producer based out of Houston, Texas. This is my first time here in Minnesota. It is lovely to be here. Thank you for cooling down the weather over the time that I've been here. My friends in Texas have been keeping me abreast of the 100-plus degree temperatures, and I am much happier to be here. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the show and what to expect tonight in just a moment. We have two pieces of business to accomplish off the top. The first is that I want to give these two wonderful actors behind me a chance to introduce themselves because they have agreed to be here tonight having no idea what scene they're about to do. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Deanne McDonald. My next performance will be at the State Fair.
Nice. My name is Lou Clark, and I just love the rehearsal process. So you're going to get to see that all peeled back tonight.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Glad to have you both. Thank you so much. All right, the second piece of business is that we need your help to decide what scene we are going to work on tonight. So I prepared three possible pieces of text for us, a combination of some contemporary work as well as some classical work. And to help us decide, I'm going to give you three descriptive words about each of these three scenes. That's all I'm going to tell you. Three descriptive words about each of the scenes. And then I'm going to ask you to vote by sound of applause which one you would like to see. All right? So your three words for scene number one are apathy, ruin, and reckoning. Scene number two, mortality, friendship, and control. And scene number three, law, loyalty, and defiance. All right, so who would like to see scene number one by sound of applause? All right. What about scene number two? A little bit louder, okay. And what about scene number three? Ooh, all right. We're going to put scene number one out of this, and we're going to go between scene number two. So if you voted for scene number one, pick between two and three, just to give you those three words again. Mortality, friendship, and control, and law, loyalty, and defiance. So what about for scene number two? And scene number three. All right, it's going to be scene number three. I'm excited about this one. This is a classical scene from the Greek play Antigone by Sophocles. I'm going to have you read Antigone and you read Ismene. I'll go over pronunciations with the audience.
Okay.
Cool? All right, so I'm going to give you a moment to step into the dressing room. Oh, here are pencils for you both. Give you a moment to step into the dressing room while the audience and I chat. So, I first fell in love with theater when I was about 6 years old. I was cast in a church musical called Journey to the Center of Christmas. Yes, it's just as weird as it sounds. It was a parody of Star Trek. Correct. I played the only adult role in the show. His name was Professor J. Ingle Bell. And I was also the shortest child on stage. And that's when I learned in theater you can be anything you want to be. Growing up, I used to feel this ache in my soul when it had been too long between performances. And in college, I got a chance to fall in love with theater all over again, this time from the perspective of the director. Now, I moved into directing not because I wanted control, but because I realized that I was really passionate about being able to support every person that was involved in creating a beautiful work of theater. And when I fall in love with something, my nerdy type A brain loves to learn everything I can about it. And that's when I learned that there is no real path for directors in the American theater. There's no training, no map. Most directors learn by just doing it and hoping that we don't break something or someone along the way. Because here's the thing. A director sets the emotional tone of a production. In the corporate world, studies show that your manager is one of the number one factors in whether people thrive or burn out. And in theater, it's no different. The director is the culture setter, the emotional thermostat, the person who decides what matters in a process. But most directors, especially in what I call upstream theater, meaning community and educational theater spaces, are just thrown into the deep end. At a low estimate, there are 30,000 directors working in those spaces every year in this country alone with no training, no mentors, and no support. Just that babes. And the weight that is placed on their shoulders is immense. they are told that their vision is what determines whether a show will sink or swim. And on top of that, there's the implicit understanding that they are training the next generation of artists who will move downstream to professional theater and Broadway, because nobody gets their start downstream. You all start upstream and flow downstream. And then we wonder why theater can be intense, toxic, and unclear. It's not because directors don't care, it's because the system never taught them how. Which is why I built Deconstructing Directing, the name of the company that brings you this show tonight. It is a completely 100% free online resource library for directors. It explores topics that most directors I know have never had a chance to talk to anyone about. Facilitation skills, imposter syndrome, power dynamics, regulating our own emotions, and letting go of fear-based, authority-driven models of directing that have held our field hostage for way too long. It's a resource unlike any other in existence for directors, and you can check it out for yourself at the QR code on the top left of the QR Corey sheet you got as, oh, you didn't get it. I will give it to you on your way in. I forgot to give it to the ushers. So I'll give it to you as you leave here today. Director's Cut is my attempt to put at least some of that work into a live performance. I know that the marketing makes this feel like a cool, edgy experiment, and it is, but it's also more than that. It's a window into something that theater very rarely shows, how at least part of directing actually works. And it's my love letter to every director who's ever been told to just figure it out. So tonight, you're going to see me build a scene from scratch right in front of you, with no prep, no second chances. You may see us stumble, chase moments, make hard choices, not because I think I have all the answers, but because I believe that the directing deserves to be visible, valued, shared. Because when we support directors, when we give them the tools and space to grow, we create better theater, safer rooms, stronger stories, braver choices. And that benefits all of us on stage or off. So you excited to see the show tonight?
Yes.
Excellent. All righty. I'm going to grab our actors. Come on out. Little trepidation in your voice tonight, I hear. We are working with a piece of Greek text in English, no worries. It has been translated. So we're going to start with a table read. And you may notice there is no table here. And that's because we are on a stage and I want to keep it active. But a table read would typically be done around a table. And it's a chance for actors and the director to hear the text out loud all together for the first time. There's a lot of different reasons why we do a table read and different things we're listening for. But in this context, especially when we're dealing with material that is in a more stylized format like this is, we want to make sure that we have a good sense of what the story is about and what the language on the page actually means. All right, and we're going to be working on that together. So a few pronunciation things that may be helpful. So Antigone and Ismene are the two sisters. Creon is the king. There's a couple of other names that are important. Eteocles, Antigone has that line in the middle of page 2, and Polynices, or Polynices. And then there's one more name that's really weird. It's Ismene's line on page 2, middle of it. It's Jocasta.
Jocasta.
Jocasta. Jocasta is how it's written, but it's Jocasta. And if we run into any other words, we'll go over that. So let me give you a little bit of context, both for the actors and for the audience. This is the beginning of the play Antigone, near the beginning of the play Antigone. This takes place in Greece, and there has recently been a civil war, essentially, in this city. And I'm not going to worry about what city it is. We're going to focus on the details that are ultimately most important. Antigone and Ismene have two brothers, Eteocles and Polynices, and they were on opposite sides of this conflict, and they both died. Creon, the king, has sided with one of the brothers and has allowed or invited that brother to be buried. But he has ordered that the other brother may not be buried, which is a big deal in Greece, because it means that he cannot be taken to the afterlife, right, in the belief of the Greeks. It also opposes some of the rules that the gods have set out for the Greek people. And so this scene is, we see Antigone essentially getting ready to go out to bury this brother that Creon has decreed should not be buried. And that's where we pick up. All right? So I'm going to invite the actors to read through it. The point of this read, remember, is to hear the words out loud. We're not asking them to be perfect. They may make some acting choices. They may move around the space. They may not, right? The point here is just to hear the text. So when you are ready.
I have one pronunciation
Yes.
question.
Argive.
Argive.
Ismene, dear sister, you would think that we had already suffered enough for the curse on Oedipus. I cannot imagine any grief that you and I have not gone through. And now, have they told you of the new decree of our king, Creon?
I've heard nothing. I know the two sisters lost two brothers, a double death in a single hour. And I know that the Argive army fled into the night, but beyond this, nothing.
I thought so. And that is why I wanted you to come out here with me. There is something we must do.
Why do you speak so strangely?
Listen, Ismene. Creon buried our brother Eteocles with military honors, gave him a soldier's funeral, and it was right that he should, but Polynices, that fought as bravely and died as miserably, they say that Creon has sworn no one shall bury him, no one mourn for him, but his body must lie in the fields, a sweet treasure for carrion birds to find as they search for food. That is what they say, and our good Creon is coming here to announce it publicly, and the penalty, stoning to death in the public square. And now you can prove what you are, a true sister or a traitor to your family.
Antigone, you are mad. What could I possibly do?
You must decide whether you will help me or not.
I don't understand you. Help you in what?
Ismene, I'm going to bury him.
Bury him? You just said the new law forbids it.
He is my brother. And he is your brother too.
But think of the danger. Think of what Creon will do.
Creon is not enough to stand in my way.
Ah, sister. Oedipus died, everyone hating him, for what his own search brought to light. His eyes ripped out by his own hand. And Yakas died, his mother and wife at once. She twisted the cords that strangled her life. And our two brothers died, each killed by the other's sword. And we are left. Oh, Antigone, think how much more terrible than these our own death would be if we go against Creon. And we can't do what is forbidden. We are only women. We cannot fight with men. Antigone, the law is strong. We must give in to the law. In this thing and in worse, I beg the dead to forgive me, but I am helpless. I must yield to those in authority. And I think it is dangerous business to be always meddling.
If that is what you think, I should not want you, even if you ask to come. You have made your choice. You can be what you want to be, but I will bury him. And if I must die, I say that this crime is holy. I shall lie down with him in death, and I shall be as dear to him as he to me. It is the dead, not the living, who make the longest demands. We die forever. You may do as you like, since apparently the laws of the gods mean nothing to you.
They mean a great deal to me, but I have no strength to break laws that were made for the public good.
That must be your excuse, I suppose. But as for me, I will bury the brother I love.
I'm so afraid for you.
You need not be. You have yourself to consider, after all.
But no one must hear this. You must tell no one. I will keep it a secret, I promise.
Oh, tell it. Tell everyone. Think how they'll hate you when it all comes out, if they learn that you knew about it all the time.
So fiery! You should be cold with fear.
Perhaps, but I'm only doing what I must.
But can you do it? I say you cannot.
Very well. When my strength gives out, I shall do no more.
Impossible things should not be tried at all.
Go away, Ismene. I shall be hating you soon, and the dead will too, for your words are hateful. Leave me my foolish plan. I'm not afraid of the danger. If it means death, it will not be the worst of deaths. Death without honor.
Go then, if you feel you must. but a loyal friend indeed to those who love you.
And the scene. Let's give him a round of applause. All right. It's a really strong start. We've got a strong starting point. This is great. All right. So the next thing that we're going to move on to is, again, no table, but what we would normally call table work, right? And this is an opportunity for me as a director to essentially guide a conversation around the story so that we can make sure that we're all on the same page, that we all understand the story that we're telling and why we're telling it. So I want to start by just asking you, the two of you, what do you see in this story? What is the value in telling this story of Antigone and Ismene as you see it? And there's no wrong answer here.
I mean, it's a story of like justice. Like Antigone has her own justice, not just the law.
Okay, great. Yeah, so justice versus law, that's a really important thing. Not at all topical. Right? What else?
Well, I think it's a moral dilemma.
Yeah.
It's moral, ethical dilemmas, and it is obviously very timely, right? And I kept thinking, I have a sister, and we're really close, and I kept thinking about her and thinking, I've lost 2 siblings, and here we are, and so that's pretty timeless too.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we work together today, I'm going to encourage both of you, regardless of personal experiences, right? We're not going to try and mind trauma today. So as we work together, I want to offer you a word, because sometimes it's hard when asking actors or giving actors permission to say stop or say no, because actors, as a general rule, have been kind of conditioned to say yes or yes and if you're an improviser. And so sometimes saying no can be hard. So if you don't feel like saying no or stop or I need a break, use the word button. Button is a helpful kind of neutral word. So if you need a moment at any point as we're going, feel free to call button at any point. All right. So the timelessness of this story as well as the timeliness of this story, I think both of these things work together, right? And ultimately, at the core, I think what I see when I look at this, and this is not to contradict, but merely to add on to what the two of you have offered, is I see this tension, right, in between the kind of the tension of 2 family members, right, of this connection that holds them together, but also is driving them apart, right? And I don't know about y'all, but that tension, I think, is something that a lot of people with any family probably feels at some point in their life, right? So as we work together today, I want to try and focus in on that tension and also kind of find these 2 other kind of prongs of the story that you two have brought up. So where do we think we are at the moment physically in the story? There isn't anything in the text that says specifically where we are.
I think we're in a private space where you can speak freely right now, but I think I'm afraid someone's going to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's split the difference. Let's give us a little bit of tension in putting it in a semi-private or semi-public space, maybe late at night. And that way there's fewer people around, there's less likely someone to hear, but there's still the possibility of being overheard. That'll also give you two some fun stuff to play with in terms of volume and tension for both of you in this scene, I think. Okay, great. So let's say it's a garden, right? Let's say that we're in a garden. I'm going to grab these two chairs just to give us an option. I don't know if either of you will really want to sit down in this. It's a very active scene, but in case you do, we'll give you a couple of chairs that kind of represent a stone bench or something in the garden. All right, excellent. So the next thing that I want to ask is, in this scene, what does Antigone want from Ismene?
I want her to come with me.
Okay. So if you just wanted her to come with you, you could grab her arm and drag her off.
Oh, I
Right?
want her to want to come with me.
That is a much harder want to get. I think that's going to be very helpful.
Yeah.
Right? What about from Ismene? When you first arrive, the want may be different.
I think I want to know what's going on.
Great.
You know, what's going on with our brothers. And then quickly, I think I want her to abandon this idea so that we can be the living two siblings in our family.
Right? Yeah. So one of the things that directorially I think about a lot is the actor objectives, the director or the character objectives, right? It's a fancy word that we mean like, what do they want? And it's helpful to think about what they want in terms of what they want from the other person on stage, not just some generic want. Because we've set up an immediate conflict. You want her to want to go, you want her to want to not go, right? And those things cannot coexist. And so that's going to create our tension just automatically in this scene, right? And so with every line that we say in this scene, we need to be thinking about those wants, right? Each of these lines, each of these attempts are a different tactic, a different way that we are trying to get what we want. And so we're going to work together and go beat by beat through this text and kind of work to stage and create that space, and then we'll run the whole scene at the end. All right, so I want to start with the very beginning. Where are you both coming from, do you think, prior to this scene?
Dinner. I don't know.
Okay.
And were we together?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like maybe I'm coming to tell you
Yeah.
because I know the news.
Yeah. I think I was maybe with cousins.
Great.
Yeah, somewhere, not with you.
I love that. So let's start with Lou on stage, as is me, and let's have Antigone enter from, we'll call that upstage, that direction, okay? So as you are coming in, right, I encourage you, I invite you to kind of think about like looking for her, right? Like as soon as you see her, right, you can immediately, so don't feel like you have to fake it, right? But maybe start coming in at an angle and look away from her so that way when you actually clock her, you can actually have that reaction. So we're going to go from the first line through why do you speak so strangely. Okay? All right, when you're ready.
All right. Ismene, dear sister, you would have think that we had suffered enough for the curse on Oedipus. I cannot imagine any grief that you and I have not gone through. And now, have they told you of the new decree of our King Creon?
Cool. I'm going to pause us there. So great energy. I think you can take that up to 11.
Okay.
Right?
Oh,
like
okay.
the energy that you're bringing in, right? That pressure of speech, right? Of oh my God, I got to tell you this,
Okay.
right? Like that urgency, I think is really valuable. I think it's an excellent instinct. Let's punch it up.
Okay.
So we can try that one more time.
Awesome. Okay. Ismene, dear sister, you would have think that we had suffered enough for the curse on Oedipus. I cannot imagine any grief that you and I have not gone through. And now, have they told you of the decree of our King Creon?
I've heard nothing. I know that two sisters lost two brothers, a double death in a single hour, and I know the Argive army fled in the night. But beyond this, nothing.
I thought so, and that is why I wanted you to come out here with me. There is something we must do.
Why do you speak so strangely?
Cool. Let's pause right there. So Ismene, you have this really interesting response that is, very, very Greek in its structure, right? So I have heard nothing, and then you say, I know that two sisters lost two brothers. You're talking about the two of you,
Yeah.
right? So think about like why say that in response to what she's saying? What do you want? What does saying that accomplish for Ismene, do you think?
Well, I'm saying she's speaking strangely, and she's at, as you said, an 11.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm trying to bring her, back to, hey, this just happened to us.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's lean into that choice and see how that feels if like you use those words as hey, I know, right?
Yeah,
Like
I was there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So let's try that again, just those first two lines from Ismene, dear sister.
Okay. Ismene, dear sister, you would think that we had already suffered enough with the curse on Oedipus? I cannot imagine any grief that you and I have not gone through. And now, have they told you of the decree of our new King Creon?
I've heard nothing. I know that two sisters lost two brothers. A double death in a single hour, and I know the Argive army fled in the night. But beyond this, nothing.
I thought so.
Yeah,
And that is why I wanted you to come out here with me. There is something we must do.
Why do you speak so strangely?
Cool. Keep going.
Okay. Listen, Ismene. Creon buried our brother Eteocles with military honors, gave him a soldier's funeral, and it was right that he should. But Polynices, who that fought as bravely and died as miserably, they say that Creon has sworn that no one shall bury him, no one mourn for him, but his body must lie in the fields, a sweet treasure for carrion birds to find as they search for food.
Cool, let's pause right there. Nicely done. So one of the things that I look for directorially is I look for something that I call impulses. It's not just me, other directors call them impulses too. But impulses are usually indicators that an actor wants to move or do something, but for whatever reason isn't allowing themselves to do that. And there's lots of reasons that can happen. They're usually things that I see in the shoulders, hands, or feet. So in this instance, I'm watching Deanne, and I don't know if you noticed, but this kind of step movement that's happening with her left foot and the lean that's happening tells me that maybe just standing here and talking to her sister's face isn't enough. She wants to move. So I'm going to invite you to move. I'm going to invite you to not feel like you have to stare all this down, right? You're all over the place, right? Like you are verklempt, right? And so, yes, you want her to know this, but it's too much for you to just stand still and tell her this. Let Ismene follow you, right? Let her come after you, and give yourself some like anchors on the fourth walls, right? The imaginary walls. So like put a a tree or a wall or something that you can kind of come over in this direction toward, right? Give yourself something over there, like maybe there's a house over there or a window to a building in the distance. Just something so that you have some anchors to kind of drive your movement. But let's try that again from Listen is Meaning. One other thought that I'll offer as you say this, or as you go through this, for one for each of you. For Deanne, think about the tactic shifts within this line, right? There's like the information that you are giving, but then there is this kind of shift into what that means. So try and find that shift for yourself. I don't think there's one right answer as to where it lies, but that's the first thing I'll offer you. For Lou, yeah, follow her, and as each of these things happens, think about what Ismene's mind is doing, right? Because she's probably trying, like, I don't know about you, but often when I'm in conversations with someone like that, I'm trying to guess what the next thing is, right? So as each of these things comes out, at what point does Ismene start to wonder? Or at what point does Ismene start to, like, think, get confused, or whatever it is?
Yeah, I actually think there's a few things going on because I think there's grief going on because she doesn't know this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. This is
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go from why do you speak so strangely?
Listen, Ismene. Creon buried our brother Eteocles with military honors, gave him a soldier's funeral, and it was right that he should. But Polynices, who fought as bravely and died as miserably, they say that Creon has sworn no one shall bury him, no one mourn for him, and that his body must lie in the fields, a sweet treasure for carrion birds to find as they search for food.
Cool, I'm going to pause us here just because I want to give you another shift that I think may be helpful. The description of Eteocles, that's right, that's good, right? As soon as you get to Polynices, how do you, yes, that's it, that's it. Find the anger, right? Okay. What will help you with that is right now, and I know I told you this, so I'm backing up on my direction, take it down from 11 just a little bit at the beginning so that you have somewhere to go with the Polynices bit.
Okay.
Cool. Let's try it one more time, and this time I won't stop you until you get through it.
Okay. Listen, Ismene. Creon buried our brother Eteocles with military honors, gave him a soldier's funeral, and it was right that he should. But Polynices, that fought as bravely and died as miserably. They say that Creon has sworn that no one shall bury him. No one mourn for him. But his body must lie in the fields, a sweet treasure for carrion birds to find as they search for food. That is what they say. And our good Creon is coming here to announce it publicly. And the penalty? Stoning to death in the public square. And now, you can prove who you are, a true sister, or a traitor to your family.
Antigone, you are mad. What could I possibly do?
Cool, pause right there. This shift is huge. You call her a traitor up front if she doesn't agree to this right now.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like, whoa! That, it just, you're like, and now you can either do the right thing or be a traitor. Yeah, it's drastic.
I feel judged.
Yeah? I think that makes total sense, right? So let me ask you this. Why do you think Antigone jumps to that? Why is there an assumption? Because to me, at least, when I read that as her assuming that Ismene is probably not going to want to go along with this, right? I read that as her kind of preempting the well, maybe we shouldn't, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So is there's nothing in the text.
Mm-hmm.
So is there something in the past? Is there a past experience that you've had with Ismene? Is she more hemi-hawy when it comes to
Well, I
doing
imagine,
what's right?
yeah, I imagine maybe she's more like Creon's little, does whatever Creon says, and she's the good girl.
Okay.
So.
I love that energy. So I would love to take that energy, back it up a little bit,
Okay.
and let's go, this is what they say, and our good Creon is coming here. When you get to public square, take a beat. Earn that shift, right? That also gives Ismene a chance to kind of be speechless with the news and to sit in the grief for a second, which will help Lou for the next beats that are coming, but will also help you because you get to watch her not say anything in response to what he just said. And then these lines, and now you can prove what you are, becomes a response to the silence as much as a response to your assumptions about the silence. Does that make sense? Great. So let's try that again from This Is What They Say.
Okay. This is what they say. And our good Creon is coming here to announce it publicly. And the penalty? Stoning to death in the public square. And now you can prove who you are, what you are, a true sister or a traitor to your family.
Antigone, are you mad? What could I possibly do?
Yes. You must decide whether you will help me or not.
I do not understand you. Help you in what?
Ismene, I am going to bury him. Will you come?
Bury him? You have just said the new law forbids it.
He is my brother. And he is your brother too.
But think of the danger. Think what Creon will do.
Creon is not enough to stand in my way.
Cool. Pause there. This is a solid beat. So something I want to point out that I think is so beautiful that you two just demonstrated so beautifully. Sometimes the best thing a director can do is get the fuck out of the way. Because that setup that we had going into that, right? You all ran with that through that interaction. I think that's beautiful. That face-to-face toe off is really lovely. I want to offer one addition that I think may be helpful. When you say bury him, you realize now what talking about this could mean. So I wonder what happens if you try and pull down the volume a bit, if you try and get her quieter. That also helps with the proximity that you two are in. We got to be careful not to drop it so much the audience can't hear it, but pulling that volume down I think will be helpful. And then I'm going to invite you especially with Creon is not enough, right? That line, you don't have to abide by that, right? So maybe that becomes a challenge. Maybe it's like, I don't care if he hears, right? So that then this nice long monologue that Ismeni's about to go into, she now has that reaction to respond to. So can we go from the same place again, actually, just to give you all that run-up, because it was so beautiful. That is what they say in our good Creon from there.
Okay.
And I'll let you go straight into the monologue after this, Lou.
That is what they say. And our good Creon is coming here to announce it publicly. And the penalty? Stoning to death in the public square. And now, you can prove what you are. A true sister? Or a traitor to your family?
Are you mad, Antigone? What could I possibly do?
You must decide whether you will help me or not.
I don't understand you. Help you in what?
Ismene, I am going to bury him. Will you come?
Bury him. You have just said the new law forbids it.
He is my brother. And he is your brother too.
But think of the danger. Think what Creon will do.
Creon is not enough to stand in my way.
Sister. Oedipus died. Everyone hating him. For what his own search brought to light. His eyes ripped out by his own hand. And Iacchus died. His mother and wife at once. She twisted the cords that strangled her life. And our two brothers died.
Cool, follow that impulse to walk forward.
Each killed by the other's sword. And we are left. But Antigone, think how much more terrible than these our own death will be if we should go against Creon and do what he's forbidden. We are only women. We cannot fight with men, Antigone. The law is strong, and we must give in to the law. In this thing, in worse, I beg the dead to forgive me, but I am helpless. I must yield to those in authority, and I think it is a dangerous business to be always meddling.
Cool, let's pause right there for just a second. How are you feeling about that speech?
I feel overall like good blueprint.
Yeah. What are the moments that for you like are the like pointed moments? What are the like highlights of that speech for you as you say it out loud?
I think the sister is just a realization. I think bury him is a realization. So just sort of realizing how she came to the conversation, where she wants to go. And then I think that anytime I talk about the brothers, I just see the brothers. Like and I don't want to lose her.
Yeah.
I really, that's what I'm feeling, is I don't want to lose you.
That's what I'd like to see more of, I think.
Okay.
Is that fear, right? The sense of the almost like pre-grieving that's almost starting, right? Because I wonder in this moment, considering the history that the two of you have as sisters, how likely do you think it is that you're actually going to convince her not to do this?
Not at all.
Right.
And the to be always meddling, I think she's always meddling.
Absolutely.
Her whole life.
Absolutely.
But she
100%. Yeah.
She's always meddling.
Yeah.
She started stealing my,
Yeah.
my
So
tunic, when we were kids.
I wonder if that sister is less of a realization moment and more of the grieving moment.
Yeah.
The beginning of the grieving.
Yeah.
Right? And because then the next thing you do, which I think is really interesting, is you talk about, so Oedipus was the king before Creon, right? And the I don't know if anyone remembers the story of Oedipus, but he like married his mom, and it was a whole thing. The whole thing. And so because of the tragedy of Oedipus, like, you know, he ripped out his own eyes. He went blind by his own eyes. His wife, mother, died by strangling herself, right? So the fact that you are bringing this up, right, to then say, but it will be worse for you, right, I think speaks to the fact that, like, you are trying to paint her as graphic a picture as possible. And so I want to invite you to, like, have your sister grief moment. Make the decision to try and scare her out of this. And then when you realize that's not working, right, I beg the dead to forgive me, but I am helpless. Cool, let's try that one more time.
Okay.
From Creon is not enough to stand in my way.
We're somewhere over here.
Yep,
Yeah.
Okay.
that works.
Creon is not enough to stand in my way.
Sister. Oedipus died, everyone hating him, for what his own search brought to light, his eyes ripped out by his own hand. Antigone died, his mother and wife at once. She twisted the cords that strangled her life, and our two brothers died, each killed by the other's sword, and we are left.
He's following that impulse, so keep going toward her.
Oh, Antigone, think how much more terrible than these our own death would be if we should go against Creon and do what he's forbidden. We are only women. We cannot fight with men, Antigone. The law is strong, and we must give into the law. In this thing, and in worse. I beg the dead to forgive me, but I am helpless. I must yield to those in authority, and I think it is a dangerous business to be always meddling.
If that is what you think, I should not want you, even if you had asked to come. You have made your choice. You can be what you want to be, but I will bury him. And if I must die, I say that this crime is holy. I shall lie down with him in death, and I shall be as dear to him as he to me. It is the dead, not the living, who make the longest demands. We die forever. You may do as you like, since apparently the laws of the gods mean nothing to you.
Hold right there. Why do you stay? Why don't you leave in the middle of this? What, like, after you say, but I will bury him, why don't you just go? Like, are you going to convince her?
No, I don't think I am, but, like, what? The gods are bigger than Creon. Like, what?
Cool. I love this energy. Here's how I want to help. Here's how I want to help shape this. What if, but I will bury him is an exit line,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
What if, but I will bury him? Go, go, go. And then you have that moment of, like, how can you think that? Right? Like,
Yes.
so that, and if I must die, right? That, like, and one other thing,
Yeah.
right?
Don't you remember?
Yeah. So, because I think ultimately the reason you don't leave is because you need her. You want her to come with you. You want her to want to come with you. You don't want to do this by yourself.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you asked her in the first place, even though you have this history that clearly you know she's not going to do this. She knows she's not going to be able to sway you. But yet we go through this dance because ultimately there is still love here. There is still connection here. There is still family, right? So that I'll bury him, and then whenever you have the thought of, like, and another thing, turn around, let that happen, and then let the impulse pull you back toward her, wherever she is on the stage at that point, right? And then I'd love to see what happened if you may do as you like is another, like,
Try to
throw away,
Yep.
and then stop her with they mean a great deal to me. You don't have to physically stop her, but use the words. Cool? Can we try that again from if that is what you think? Beautiful work, both of you.
Okay. If that is what you think, I should not want you, even if you ask to come. You have made your choice. You can be what you want to be. But I will bury him. And if I must die, I say that this crime is holy. I shall lie down with him in death, and I shall be as dear to him as he to me. It is the dead, not the living, who make the longest demands. We die forever. You may do as you like. What was I saying? Okay, wait.
You're good.
You may do as you like, since apparently the laws of the gods mean nothing to you.
They mean a great deal to me, but I have no strength to break laws that were made for the public good.
That must be your excuse, I suppose. But as for me, I will bury the brother I love.
I'm so afraid for you.
You need not be. You have yourself to consider, after all.
But no one must hear of this. You must tell no one. I will keep it a secret, I promise.
Oh, tell it! Tell everyone! Think how they'll hate you when it all comes out, if they learn that you knew about it all the time.
So fiery, you should be cold with fear.
Perhaps. But I am doing what I must.
But can you do it? I say you cannot.
Very well. When my strength gives out, I will do no more.
Impossible things should not be tried at all.
Go away, Ismini. I shall be hating you soon. And the dead will too, for your words are hateful. Leave me my foolish plan. I'm not afraid of the danger. If it means death, it will not be the worst of deaths. Death without honor.
Go then, if you feel you must. You are unwise, but a loyal friend indeed to those who love you.
Cool, let's pause there. Yeah, take a second. Yeah, this is one of the things that I love about working in this way, right? Is like once we've set up the specifics of your relationship, you two just like fly with each other. It's beautiful. So there was an impulse that you had, this time an emotional impulse, with For Your Words or I Shall Be Hating You Soon.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what happens if that comes a sentence later. So I wonder what happens if I Shall Be Hating You Soon and the Dead Will Too is vicious, is hard.
Yeah.
And then Leave Me My Foolish Plan, I Am Not Afraid of the Danger.
Okay.
Because that really to me feels like the moment where she recognizes that Ismini is scared for her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So she's going to say the mean thing, she's going to say the hurtful thing, and then she's going to pull it back and realize, like, I don't want that to be the last thing I say to my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so then we get into Leave My Foolish Plan. So that go away Ismini, carry that through the next sentence. Let's see how that feels, with Leave Me My Foolish Plan being the conciliatory thing. This loyal friend indeed to those who love you. Would you both be comfortable with a hug?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sorry, my hand is freezing. So I was like, for sure.
My
Yeah.
colleagues are.
But I wonder what happens if that line is a hug.
Well,
right?
I just felt like it's got to be saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, cool. Let's do that last little bit one more time, and then we'll run the scene from the top. Let's go from... Very well, when my strength gives out, I shall do no harm. Well, actually, start with this Ismini's line, but can you do it? I say that you cannot. I think, again, you were over here,
Yeah.
getting ready to cross. You were right here.
Did you find it?
I think it
Bottom
was
of page
down
3.
At the bottom.
Okay.
Were we already here, or
Yeah, so, but can you do it? You were, so,
kind of around here?
Deanne was here.
Ah,
I was here, facing this way, and you were there.
okay.
When my strength gives out, I shall do no more.
Okay.
And then that way that you were headed out of
Okay.
that.
Yes.
Cool. So, but can you do it? I say that you cannot. Right there, please.
But can you do it? I say that you cannot.
Very well. When my strength gives out, I shall do no more.
Impossible things should not be tried at all.
Go away, Ismini! I shall be hating you soon, and the dead will too, for your words are hateful! Leave me my foolish plan. I'm not afraid of the danger. If it means death, it will not be the worst of deaths. Death without honor.
Go then, if you feel you must.
Watch your volume, Luke.
You are unwise, but a loyal friend indeed to those who love you.
Yeah, great. One final tweak, and then we'll run it. Wait longer in that moment, Deanne, after your words are hateful.
Okay.
Find the connection between the two of you again.
Okay.
Right? Let Ismini's eye contact with you in that moment. Let her searching fear and grief that you see, let that be the thing that calms the anger into your own grief. Take your time, right? There's no rush to get to leave me my foolish plan. You get as long as you want in that moment. Cool? All right. Cool. We ready to see the scene, everybody? Yeah. All right. All right. For the final time, not only in this scene, but here at Fringe, Antigone by Sophocles.
Ismene, dear sister, you would think that we had already suffered enough for the curse on Oedipus. I cannot imagine any grief that you and I have not gone through. And now, have they told you of the new decree of our king Creon?
I've heard nothing. I know that two sisters lost two brothers, a double death in a single hour, and I know the Argive army fled into the night, but beyond this, nothing.
I thought so. And that is why I wanted you to come out here with me. There is something we must do.
Why do you speak so strangely?
Listen, Ismene. Creon buried our brother, Eteocles, with military honors, gave him a soldier's funeral, and it was right that he should, but Polynices, that fought as bravely and died as miserably. They say that Creon has sworn no one shall bury him, no one mourn for him, but his body must lie in the fields, a sweet treasure for carrion birds to find as they search for food. That is what they say. And our good Creon is coming here to announce it publicly. And the penalty, stoning to death in the public square. And now, you can prove what you are. A true sister or a traitor to your family.
Antigone, are you mad? What could I possibly do?
You must decide whether you will have me or not.
I don't understand you. Help you in what?
Nini, I am going to bury him. Will you come?
Bury him? You have just said the new law forbids it.
He is my brother. And he is your brother too.
But think of the danger. Think what Creon will do.
Creon is not enough to stand in my way.
Sister. Oedipus died. Everyone hating him. For what he did, his own search brought to light, his eyes ripped out by his own hand. And you caused his mother, his wife, and what she twisted the cords that strangled her life. And our two brothers died, each killed by the other's sword. And we are left. But oh, Antigone, think how much more terrible than these our own death will be if we should go against Creon and do what he's forbidden. We're only women, and we can't fight with men. Antigone, the law is strong, and we must give in to the law in this thing, and in worse. I beg the dead to forgive me, but I am helpless. I must yield to those in authority. And I think this is a dangerous business, to always be meddling.
That is what you think. I should not want you even if you ask to come. You have made your choice. You can be what you want to be, but I will bury him. And if I must die, I say that this crime is holy. I shall lie down with him in death, and I shall be as dear to him as he to me. It is the dead, not the living, who make the longest demands. We die forever. You may do as you like, since apparently the laws of the gods mean nothing to you.
They mean a great deal to me, but I have no strength to break the laws that were made for the public good.
That must be your excuse, I suppose. But as for me, I will bury the brother I love.
I am so afraid for you.
You need not be. You have yourself to consider, after all.
But no one must hear of this. You must tell no one. I will keep it a secret, I promise.
Oh, tell it! Tell everyone! Think how they'll hate you when it all comes out, if they learn that you knew about it all the time.
So fiery, you should be cold with fear.
Perhaps. But I'm only doing what I must.
But can you do it? I say you cannot.
Very well. When my strength gives out, I shall do no more.
Impossible things should not be tried at all.
Go away, Ismene. I shall be hating you soon, and the dead will too, for your words are hateful. Leave me my foolish plan. I am not afraid of the danger, and if it means death, it will not be the worst of deaths. A death without honor.
Go then, if you must. But a loyal friend indeed. You are unwise, but a loyal friend indeed to those who love you.
And scene. Let's give them a round of applause. Take a bow, ladies. Excellent work. Hello there. Thank you so much for watching Director's Cut. I hope you enjoyed it. And if this glimpse into the directing process sparked something for you, whether you're a theater maker, educator, or just someone who loves live performance, there's so much more where this came from, because this isn't just a show, it's part of a much bigger movement that is rethinking what it means to direct theater and how we train, support, and value directors, especially in schools and community theaters, but throughout the industry. You can explore a growing library of free resources at deconstructingdirecting.com, designed especially for directors in those upstream spaces like schools and community theaters, both for themselves and to use as part of their directing curriculum. 100% free. And if you're part of a theater, school, or university that wants to rethink how you train directors, I also offer consulting, custom workshops, and can bring Director's Cut to you, performed with your actors for your audiences. We can package that with workshops on directing, acting, or producing, whatever fits your needs. And if you believe in this kind of work and want to help keep it going, consider supporting Deconstructing Directing on Patreon. Even a few bucks a month makes a real difference. Links to everything I just mentioned are below in the description. Thank you again for being here. I want to transform our field for the better, but I can't do it alone. So until we see each other again, I challenge us all to be recklessly kind.